I got fired from my 9 to 5 job around a year ago today because my testosterone was too high, but it was literally the best thing that ever happened to me. So around a year ago, I graduated college, and it was the summer leading up until I started the job around August. And I had, great grades. I had the job lined up. It was an $80K a year salary, which was great. I moved into a new apartment during that summer, got my new car in Philadelphia, and I was ready to start that new job, ready to begin my career in the 9 to 5 world, making solid money, getting ready to establish myself. And during that summer, I also started making videos for my Instagram, for my TikTok. I had around 5,000 followers on Instagram, 20,000 followers on TikTok, and I thought, if it blows up and somehow I make a lot of money, I'll do that full time. But for now, it's just a side hustle. I'm gonna focus on my career as an accountant in a Big 4 accounting firm. And everything was fine. And it slowly kept getting a little bit of traction. And then around August, when I started getting in the swing of my new job, I got put in a meeting with a bunch of high up people, and they brought me out of nowhere. It said social media influencer meeting. And I was met with like 3 people who were really high up in the company. And they said, we found your Instagram and TikTok. You're going to have to delete them because it's a distraction from work. You can't make money from other, sources outside of this job. And we want you to focus on this job. So you're gonna have to delete your accounts and deactivate them for good. Otherwise, we are going to fire you. And I had just gone to college for 4 years. I just moved into my new apartment. I was really scared. I was really nervous. I was pissed off because I was finally getting traction after posting for around a year and a half on social media with no traction. As soon as I was getting traction, I was brought to this meeting, and I was so scared, so frustrated. My parents and a lot of my friends were telling me, delete the accounts, just do the job. It's safe, it's comfortable, it's good money, you'll be fine. But my real friends and myself were saying to myself, you can't give up on your dream. You can't give up on what you wanted to do. Because I actually loved fitness. That's my passion, helping others. With the accounting job, I felt like I was a robot. I felt like I wasn't helping anyone. And there's, that was my personal feeling on that. No, there's no hate against people that work 9 to 5 jobs. But for me, I hated the accounting. It was more money, but I loved the fitness, which was less money. And because my testosterone was too high, I took a gamble on myself. From the gym, from lifestyle, from dieting, through being strict and lifting, the past 4 years of college, all the time, I had the mindset where I have to do what I want to do. I have to be a man. I have to take a risk. Even though a lot of my family and friends were telling me not to take the risk, because my test was high, I listened to what I wanted to do. And if I was low test, I would have easily taken the easy route. I would have stayed comfortable, given up my dreams, taken the easy route that everyone else takes. But because my test was high, I took the gamble, and now I make 3 times what I would have made from that job because I believed in myself, because my test was high. And the moral of the story is that, being a high test will make you gamble in life, but you have to bet big to win big. If I just didn't bet anything at all and just took the easy route, I'm just going to get the same results as everyone else. But because I took that risk, I did the thing that 99 out of 100 people would not have done. I have that 1% result. I have over 100K on TikTok, 100K on Instagram. I make 5 figures a month, well over that, because I took that risk and I invested in myself. And, when I was low test in high school, if that shit happened to me, I would have easily taken the easy route. When I smoked weed all the time, when I had no discipline, when my physique was terrible, when I was 160 pounds at 6'5", instead of being 205 pounds and shredded at 6'5". When I had no self-respect. And how did I learn those things? I learned them from going to the gym. I learned them from dieting, from bad experiences that were a result of me being low test, through getting booked by the cops for smoking weed my freshman year of college, through getting cheated on by one of my ex-girlfriends because I was low test and a soy boy. But through the hard things that happened to me, I took them as lessons, not mistakes. The smoking weed, the drinking. And through the gym and through dieting, I've built my dream life. You may think, what's the point of going to the gym? What's the point of getting your test up? You only have one life. You live, you eat, you train, and then you're gonna die. What's the point? I can just make money and be comfortable without getting high testing, without being healthy. But that's just the wrong mindset. Learning that discipline and that mindset of constant self-improvement has allowed me to live the best life ever. It's allowed me to make the right choices objectively. It allowed me to build confidence that helped me be confident in myself and not care what other people thought. I make videos shirtless in the fucking grocery store every other day. I walk around in front of people looking at me, laughing, making jokes, but I don't care because my test is high and because my physique's better than them. If you have a good physique, if your test is high, you will not care what people think. There are people who you don't want to be like. Oh, if someone's smaller than me, I don't want to be like them. If someone's fatter than me, I don't want to be like them. You know, people want to be like me. I have over 100K followers on these pages, and it's not to flex. I'm not saying that to flex or to, brag, but it's just to set an example. You should do what is logically best. Getting in shape, living long, making money, helping others. What is your purpose on this earth? Do you have a purpose? Because if you don't, if you start with the gym, with dieting, it will open up your eyes to actually discover your purpose. But you have to start low, start at the base level, which is your body, and then work your way up to finding that purpose. But if your body's not in check, it's going to hold you back in so many different aspects that you don't even know. I didn't even know that I could possibly get jacked and make a fitness page when I was in high school at 160 pounds, smoking weed every day, drinking on the weekends, eating Chipotle, eating fast food, with no structure, no care in the world about my health. I didn't know how far I could go, but I hung out with friends who were into the gym, and I was like, okay, I'll go to the gym and just get jacked because I want to, get respect from people, get girls. And then once I got more jacked, then I was like, oh, how can I get more jacked? Because now I have more girls, now I have more respect, now I'm more confident in myself and I can talk to people. Now what's the next level? Okay, helping other people. Okay, that feels really good, It's changed my life in so many different ways. How can I help change other people's levels? Oh, now I can monetize it and do it for a full-time job, and it's way more fulfilling and satisfying than sitting in an office working an accounting job. And then now I'm here. But if you're not jacked right now, imagine where you could be. It could allow you to love work, which could allow you to make more money and help more people with your job. You can work longer hours. You'll find enjoyment out of work. The gym hurts, but it only hurts if you don't see results, because it's like, oh, why am I doing this? But when it hurts and then you get jacked, the feeling of getting jacked much more outweighs the feeling of the pain of going to the gym. And that's the thing you guys have to understand. If you're in that mindset of being comfortable, being lazy, being complacent, you'll never reach your max potential, and your life could be so much better, but you don't even know. I had no clue how far I could go at the age of 16. I have no clue how much farther I could even go, but the thing is, I'm going to keep working my ass off to try and get there as I get older, and that's what you should do. I'm trying to tell you this as a lesson, I'm trying to give you this as motivation to get in shape, because you don't even know how many doors can open up. For example, if you're fat right now, you have money, but you can't get any, loyal girls that actually want you for you because they just want you for your money. Imagine if you just built up your personality, if you became more funny, if you became shredded, you have your shit together, they would actually genuinely love you versus just loving you for your money. There's a reason the divorce rate's 50% in America, but that's just another example. You don't know how many doors can open until you actually get in shape. Everyone's different. Everyone has different goals. Everyone has different plans. But my best advice is if, you work a job, you're going down the average path of an American, and you don't have an insane physique, you don't have insane drive, insane discipline, insane motivation, well, start working towards improving those things. There's guys like David Goggins who run 1,000,000 miles and they're insanely motivated. Like, he's a human. Why can't you adapt that mindset as well? What do you have to lose? Unless you're totally busy working all the time, totally busy, making yourself and your kids and your family and your friends better versions of themselves. If you have time where you can, scroll for an hour, if you have time to watch Netflix once a day, spend that time in the gym, get, your diet locked in, get your routines locked in, and it will change your mind so much more as well as your body. And if you feel like you need help building out a routine to get jacked, to get motivated, to fix your mindset, to get your test high so you can make the right choices down the road, book a call with me for my one-on-one coaching in the link in the description of this video. And I guarantee I can help get you right as well. But obviously, you're the one who has to want it. You're the one who has to actually make the change and put in the effort. And if you feel like you're ready for that, but you just don't know what to do and you don't have the accountability yet, I'm here for you. Book that call. I guarantee I can help you get right. So like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this video, and I will see you in the next one.